Good day, everyone. Welcome to this class. In the last class, I gave you an introduction to embedded systems. I defined what an embedded system is, and I said it is a small computer built into a device to perform a single task. I also mentioned that embedded system is geared towards efficiency. That is why it is specialized. Then I made mention of common components you can find in an embedded system, which are the microcontroller and microprocessor, depending on the case, your memory, your input and output sensors, and much more. Then I moved on to the examples of devices we see around that makes use of microcontrollers or microprocessor. And one of such devices are the microwave oven, which makes use of your microcontroller, and your washing machine, which also makes use of your microcontroller. Then I also made mention of your smartphone, which makes use of your microprocessor. Then I moved on to the popular microcontroller boards and microprocessor boards you can find around, where I mentioned the Arduino Uno, which we're going to be working with, the Arduino boards. Then under that, the popular boards include the Arduino Uno, which we're working with, and the Arduino Nano, which is another mini sized of the Arduino boards. Then I made mention of another popular boards, which are the ESP boards, which includes the ESP32 and ESP8266 node MCU. Then I also made mention of a microprocessor board called the Raspberry Pi. So in this class, I want to make a simple demonstration of how to blink an Arduino Uno board. So in your Arduino Uno board, there's a LED located on top of it. So this is it here. So this L, it signifies the internal the internal LED that is on your Arduino Uno. So we're going to get right into it. Let me delete this. So we take this out first. You open your code editor, we change it to text. Now, when you open your Tinkercad to this is the first thing you'll be seeing. But however, the Tinkercad is not the framework you use to upload your codes to the Arduino Uno. It is a simulator, so you have an Arduino IDE you normally use for it. So the Tinkercad just gives us a look-alike of what is happening there. So, like I said, this is your void setup function, and this is your void loop function. So when you open your Arduino IDE, these are the first two things you are going to see. Now, your void setup functions allows you to set up your devices and classify them as either your input device and output device, and it gives you it can also run some codes you want, just like it's like a booting setup. So whatever you want your device to do before the initial code runs, you put it in your void setup. Meanwhile, the void loop is where you put the main logic that you want to happen in your system. And this void loop is a function that repeats continuously till the program is terminated or the power is disconnected from the board. So void loop continues running. As far as the program has not been altered, it will continue running. So those are the two main functions you see. Now, for us to blink this LED on the Arduino Uno, we need something. But let me make mention of something before we get into that. These two brackets you're seeing here, they are very essential. So make sure that whatever you're doing, make sure that the code is in between these two brackets. The same with this. So let's move on. Like I said, you have to classify this LED as a type of device. If you're familiar with your computers, you know that there are different types of device, well, which we call the input, output, and your processing device. So your LED falls under one of those devices. And since your LED gives out a result, we call it an output device, or we classify it as an output device. So in order to classify it as an output device in the code, we are going to use a special function called the pin mode. So look at this, PINMODA, we open bracket. So pin mode is that function that allows you to classify your device as either an input or an output device. Now we have to write the name of the LED. The manufacturer of the Arduino boards and IDE actually called this LED found on top as LED built-in to signify it from external LED that you might connect to the device later. So we'll just type it L LED. Like I said, it's an output device. Now you can see this semicolon at the end of this line. So when you put the semicolon, it signifies that the code you're writing there is for that line and it ends it. So it won't enter into the next line. If you don't put this colon, you will have an error in your code. So it's very, very important that you use the semicolon whenever you finish writing a code on a particular line to terminate it on that line. Then I will go to the void loop. Now, in order to blink the LED, we're going to use another special keyword called the digital write. Now, digital write helps us to control the devices you have on your LED. So it's a special function that helps you to allow power to pass through a device or you cut off power. So we're going to use it now. Digital write. Then we put our semicolon. So we are going to, the device we want to turn on and off depending on the case is our LED built-in. So we repeat it exactly the same thing. That is why I copied from there. Then we put a comma. Now, for it to blink, we have to first turn it on, right? So put a special keyword called high. So for it to blink, it has to on, wait for some seconds, then go off. So we will now introduce another special keyword called delay. So delay helps us to put a timing in our code. Still put your semicolon at the end. It is measured in milliseconds, so we want it to on for a second and go off for a second. So in order to convert it from milliseconds to seconds, you multiply by 1,000. So 1 times 1,000 is equal to 1,000 milliseconds. So for it to on for 1 second, you have to put 1,000 milliseconds in your delay. Then we repeat this digital write again. Now we're going to change it. Instead of having high there, we're going to put low. Now low turns off the device. Then we also repeat our delay again. So with this, our code has been written. Let's see what happens. You can see your LED on your device is what blinking, and even the one here. So as you can see, it's connected to power, and that is it. So that is how you can blink your LED on your Arduino Uno. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.